We are at the front door of artist Jym Shipman today. I am Artsy Noir, and this is my perspective. Oh, here we are in the house of artist Jym Shipman. And, Jym, do you mind closing those drapes over there? They're just a bit too bright and shining in my eyes. Sure, just give me a second here. Oh, yes, that'll do. Thank you. It's quite interesting to be actually sitting here in your living room with you, Jym. After, when did we meet? I believe it was an automatic, a little while ago. You were dressed as the character Brandon Diamond, the boy you portray on YouTube. It was interesting talking to you that night, and I'm quite interested in finding out a little bit more about your artwork and who you are. By chance, could you please tell me a little bit about yourself? Grew up on the west side of Toledo. Pretty much, if you want to know about, growing up here in Toledo, you could watch, that last project I did, Brandon Diamond's Diary blog, on YouTube.com, and that pretty much basically is a biography of what it was like for me starting out as a young gay artist here in Toledo. Well, that was unveiling. So you are a homosexual artist? Yes, I said it backwards before, but yeah, really, I am an artist first and gay separate. So I'm an artist who just happens to be gay. Right, you seem to have first popped onto the art scene in 1999 with two particular pieces of work that come to mind. One was Brandon's Crucifixion, where you were sprawled upon a cross, and another work called Fa La La. It appears from where you're sitting right now, it's exactly the same spot where that photograph was made. Interesting. But where were you before 1999? Why hadn't we heard of you? After some high school art shows, I really kind of gave up in the art community. A lot of things happened in my life, things changed. I tried college for a little while and it didn't go well at first. I wasn't able to explore what I wanted to explore because I really wasn't able to allow myself to be who I wanted to be and to be free enough to pursue the art and do what I want in art that I needed and wanted to do. So it wasn't until it was 1999 when I decided to go back and finish my art degree that I had entered an art show again, and that was through the help of one of my professors, Kim Navarre, who encouraged me at that time to enter a show and see what happens. And that got the ball rolling again, and here I am. Yes, this is true. Since 1999, you have been and appeared in many art shows, and caught the eye of a few of his critics, including one Rebecca Golden from the City paper. I believe she wrote about a piece with a priest in the photograph. She wrote the article about an image called Priest Number 3, which was in a series of what priests do behind the scenes, what's not for the public to see. And in that, in Priest Number 3, which I entered to a show, which she critiqued about, it was, well, I'm sure you'll show the image, but it was taken kind of out of context of when I did the series. I did the series before the whole priest epidemic came out of them molesting children and whatnot and all that story that was going on. It was actually the year before any of that broke is when I was doing this series, and it just happened that the series was done and produced, and I started showing it right when the whole pre-scandal stuff started happening, and I did it originally just to show one of the darker sides of the gay world, which there are gay priests, and this is what really does happen and goes on behind the scenes. And at that time, that's what I was exploring, different venues of the gay world. Bringing us up to speed here, you recently had 2 solo shows that come to mind. The Cast, in which you had photographed yourself dressed up as these different characters you portray, and then you colorize them, I believe, and hide them behind a large red velvet drape in which pull the cord, reveal the photograph. Quite interesting. The Cast has been this group of characters that have been with me for years, since I was about 7 years old. I created them when I was really ill, bedridden in an oxygen tent, and I was lacking the company of just others in general. Wasn't able to go to school, so I didn't have, classmates to talk to. I was just, I saw the nurses and the doctors and my parents, and I was just trapped within this small little world. And to escape from that little bubble I was in, and I really was in an oxygen bubble, I started drawing these different characters, drawing aspects from the people around me, and then connecting them with a reality that I wish was real, and placing all that together. And through the years, they've grown and developed into different people, as I'm a different person, and they pretty much became who they are now through the experiences I have had. Well, in researching you, I watched every episode of Brandon's Diary blog, and I have to say, I was caught up in the storyline. It was interesting. But why did you give it up? Why did you end it there? It seems cut off. When I got involved in it, I didn't realize what YouTube was all about, and the fact that so many people would be writing Brandon. I thought I'd get a few emails here and there, or comments posted or something, but it really took on a life of its own, and it kept snowballing to the point where my own personal life was being taken over by Brandon's life, and it was just getting too much. So I had filmed actually 2 different endings for Brandon's Diary. The original one is not the one that aired, but the ending I chose was a more happier, more Hollywoodish style ending. I hated doing it, but I think the viewers liked it better, and I think the gay community right now wants to see more of these happier endings in stories, where I like in foreign films, many foreign films, the endings are kind of, they leave you questioning, they leave you without really an ending, or they leave you with this dramatic, sad ending, this tragedy that I find a little intriguing in an ending. But I chose what I did to end it with the kiss at that time, because it was just a perfect time to just call it quits. Are there any plans to pursue Brandon's project in another way? I do want to install it in a gallery at some time, Brandon's bedroom set in an entire gallery space, with the desk sitting at the side that Brandon sat at, with a computer on top, and the diary playing 24 hours, 7 days a week on top of his desk. But I want the people to actually enter the space. Many art galleries or art shows you go to where there's an installation of such, you're not allowed to get near it, it's stanchioned off, and I just don't like that idea of stanchioning off art. Interesting. I want people to go into the bedroom, sit on the bed, and actually be within that space. Because in the internet world, which I'm sure you're going to launch this also on YouTube, it's flat, it's like it's one-dimensional in a way, because you can't really get into that space. Although you're within their lives, there's this barrier in between, this wall, this glass barrier where you can view us, but you're really not here. And I wanted to break that wall down by allowing viewers to come into Brandon's bedroom and actually be within his space, and to read his books, go through his things, open drawers, and it'd be set completely perfect, where all his things are laid skewed around, clothing in the closet, so that you can actually look through the clothes in the closet if you want, and check underneath the mattress to see what's underneath there, and actually be a real part of something, and not just a viewer from a distance out in cyberspace. Well, thank you very much, Art. It's been great actually being able to talk to you as Jim for once, and I hope your show does really well. And if you guys want to watch Brandon, you know, Brandon Diamond, YouTube.com, he's there, still there. Right. This is Artsy Noir. Please submit your work and you just might also be on my show. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.